the illness, I suppose you could say, the painting.
Well, it did, and it also, gave me a little bit of a break from music. We've been pretty intensely doing that for many, many years. But then I found I was missing it, so I started to get myself back into the music thing, and I did the Streets of Heaven album in 2008. I think it was. I'd already worked with an Irish guy before that, and called Greg, and I was starting to enjoy working again. I think I just needed a break because the Dire Straits thing was very, very intense and very. It was your family life goes out the window, and it's very tough. I mean, this is not a bleeding heart conversation. It's just that sometimes, when you're on the road all the time, you get a bit sort of lost, and
yeah, it could be like a conveyor belt sort of thing.
It's a bit like a conveyor belt, but also you are in a sort of another family. You go through and your band become your family, and your other family's at home, and you're wondering what they're doing, they're wondering what you're doing. It's kind of weird. It's weird, but
it sounds very glamorous for everybody. You're jetting off over the world, and but you're only doing like one night in one place, one night in another place, and you sort of all you seem to be doing, I guess, is unpacking and packing and moving on and travelling.
No, I found things at the bottom of my suitcase which I'd forgotten I'd even put in after a year and a half. I just used to take the stuff off the top. No, I mean, look, it is. It's a fantastic journey, and but it is tough. I mean, I can remember once going around Italy not Italy, in most of Europe on the last tour, and we played 30 dates in 30 days, and every single one was not less than 15 or 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And just after a while you think, where am I?
I
don't know where I am.
I'm like that most days, but that's not. That's
well, I can't help you with that.
I think but I mean, you've got yourself a pub.
Yeah. Every schoolboy's dream, isn't it? It's not a rock and roll band.
It is, isn't it? It was interesting. I had a chat with the gentleman who's the lead singer of The Feeling. He lives in a disused pub. He's got a recording studio on the ground floor, and he lives on the top floor. All you really need outside is a fast car, and it's every boy's dream, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what turns you on, really? I mean, I did buy the pub because it was a bit of a whim, I must say, but I was worried that somebody would come along and take away the sort of essential elements of it, which to do with the community, and I didn't want that to happen. So I thought, well, if I buy it, at least it'll stay the same as it is now, which everybody seems to like.
Well, it was voted one of the 50 best pubs around Britain.
Oh well.
So, did you not? Yeah, it was listed by critics as one of the 50. I won't tell everybody exactly where it is. 50 of one of the 50 best pubs around Britain. I mean, that's kind of. Is it what I call a beer pub, or is it a bistro pub, or?
No, it's got two elements to it. It's got a basic sort of pub, which is the place where you can go with your boots on and and have a pint and chat to the locals and stuff and talk about rabbits and mending fences and then it's got a sort of a restaurant on the side.
Okay.
It's a pub restaurant, but it's a good pub restaurant, and it's got a few rooms upstairs. It's very simple.
Okay. I don't know if this is correct. Have you also got 2 hotels as well?
No. I'm out of that now.
You're out of that business now.
Yeah, I've decided that
that's too much.
It was too much.
Too much hassle.
It was taking too much thinking time, and I just somebody came along and said, look, I'd like to buy the hotel, and I said, it's all yours.
Okay, that's good.
No, it's a great place. It's a lovely place, but I just need it. I had it for 25 years, so that was long enough.
That's good, isn't it? I mean, you mentioned you've played with a lot of people. Who would you say is your sort of musical hero when you were either growing up or even now? Who would you say you sort of were your musical heroes?
Oh, well, the problem with that is that I've got quite a few. I mean, I know this is probably going to be sort of rather predictable, but I love people like J.J. Cale, who sadly passed away recently, and Van Morrison's always been a favourite of mine, and Leonard Cohen and Bob Dylan. I like singer-songwriters, really. I love the Stones, I have to say.
Like the Stones?
The Stones last year for the first time. I'd never seen them before.
No, I must admit, I've never seen them live, only on like the film on TV and things like that. I mean, that's the great thing about people of a certain age. even though they're, should we say, getting on in years, they can still perform.
Yes.
I mean, I think...
And I have to say, I was very, very impressed by the Stones when I saw them in high school. I took the kids and my wife, and we went and just stood in the crowd, you know, really sort of right in the middle of everything, and it was fantastic. I have to say, I took my hat off to them. I thought, you know, that's fair game, boys. That's pretty damn good at your age.
I mean, yeah, because there's quite an age. I think the average age is, 67 or something ridiculous, isn't it? It's like crazy situation, you know.
Well, you say it's crazy, but the fact is, you know,
well,
you can keep doing these things.
Oh, yeah.
If you want. I mean, there's no rules to it, really.
No, I mean, it's always interesting when I talk to musicians, especially of an age, people like the Searchers and PJ Proby and people like that. They've all been around for years and they still love performing. Yeah. Which do you prefer, the sort of the writing or the performing? Which would you?
Well, I have to say that I do love getting the band together and playing. You know, it's a wonderful experience. You know, I think that's probably why the Straits stood together for so long, because you know we did really enjoy playing live together. I enjoy it immensely now. I love it. I mean, you know, it never really goes away, to be honest. And I think this is what you know what these guys are talking about. They love going out and playing and performing, and it's something that's in your blood, really. I suppose
it's like a little adrenaline rush, and also you actually get instant feedback where you can put an album out, and an album could be sort of months or even sort of 6 months, a year before you've actually finished it, before it comes out, or months. And then you sort of might meet your fans when you're on tour and they say, oh, I love the album, etc., etc. But when you're playing at night, every night, or you know, in a theatre, you get instant feedback from the audience.
Well, that's right. I mean, you know, and I think that's kind of important as an artist or a musician or whatever you want to call it, is that you get feedback, because otherwise, you know, what's the point?
Indeed.
I think we need to get response from people. I mean, if you paint a picture, you want somebody to respond to it. There's nothing worse than somebody who stands in front of your pictures and doesn't say anything. I'd rather somebody say, oh my God, that's dreadful, or what's that, or whatever, or, you know, what's that bit over there, or what's that mean, or...
How would you...
Respond from people. I think when people don't respond at all, it's really depressing.
How would you say, over the years, your musical style has evolved?
I just hope that I'm getting sort of slightly better at writing and singing and playing and all the rest of it. I mean, I still love playing every day. You know, I think I just sort of find myself wanting to sit down and fiddle around with it, just get some different ideas out. I think I don't know. I mean, I think that you just hopefully you get better as you get older. But some people might dispute that. I mean, I often meet people who sort of say, well, the best album you did was the first one. It's like, oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Of course, the last 20 years were a waste of time then, but, you know, it's horses for courses. And I mean, you know, it's a wonderful thing to be involved in, because it does change all the time. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why, you know, when the Dire Straits thing sort of came to an end, you know, I wanted to get away and do something else, and Mark wanted to go off and explore some different areas, which he's doing. And, you know, and I think that you need to do that. You can't just stick with the same old thing. That's just kind of a bit pointless, really.
I think it's great.
I know there's a lot of people out there would like to see Dire Straits reunion and the band going out and doing what it did before, but you can't really go back like that and create it. I mean, that's 20 years ago.
Well, a lot of bands have done it. I mean, it seems to be a good money earner at the moment. There seems to be a lot of them getting back together and doing the one. We had the Monkeys, didn't we, and all that lot. So.
Yes, I know. I mean, I think it's fine if people want to do that. Absolutely fine. You know.
This is Seclo Sounds, and you can listen to us by clicking Listen Live on our homepage at seclosounds.org for a choice of players. Via TuneIn Radio at www.tunein.com, search for Seclo Sounds and listen online, or download the TuneIn app. You can download the Seclo Sounds iPhone app from the iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us on demand at our replay page.
counts for nothing at all to those that are left. I don't know why you think we're so dumb. Just leaves us empty, desperate and numb. Testing the water each time someone's down. Testing the water, someone might drown. The news from the front comes quick. It slips down the line. Boots sick in the sand, but still marching in time. Adventures and journeys you've pursued with such force. The face in the mirror looks back, but shows no sign of remorse. Testing the water each time someone's down. Testing the water, someone might drown. This is the land, it seems, no one wants to forget. This is the land where the sun never sets. Testing the water each time someone's down. Testing the water, someone might drown.
There we are, that's Testing the Water, the title track to the new John Illsley album. Let's rejoin John now. Obviously we mentioned your career. I mean, what would you say the highlight of your career has been so far?
Surviving it, I think.
Well, sounds like it.
No, we were very fortunate. We had quite a lot of highlights. Playing at the Mandela concert in '88 was, amazing with Eric, and also obviously the Live Aid thing was a pretty major event, in one's life.
Do you remember much from Live Aid?
I remember it